The story takes place in a villa deep in the old forest. Anna and John are a couple living there. The mysterious prelude begins with the death of a bird. Watching the dead bird, John remarks that it is a good omen, signifying a fresh start. However, it seems that his wife does not agree. Could it be that there are some unresolved issues between them? Indeed, there had recently been an accident at home. The couple had a car accident while picking up their child from school, which resulted in the child being killed by a car. Since then, Anna's personality has drastically changed, and she no longer talks much. Why is that? It's quite tragic because the accident happened exactly when Anna decided to drive away, leading her to always think of herself as an unfit mother, and she has become increasingly distant from John. To escape reality, Anna can only pass her time hunting, and John can't do much about it. Every time she goes out, John invites his good friend Tom to keep him company at home. However, at this moment, strange things happen. Anna did not really want to hunt. She just wanted to return to nature to calm her mind. But suddenly she hears gunshots that seem to be aimed at her. Anna instinctively returns fire and actually hits the target. Through the scope, she observes the person. It turns out to look exactly like her, which frightens her so much that she immediately returns home. Seeing Anna's panicked state makes John very worried. He keeps asking her what she encountered in the forest, but no matter how much he asks, Anna refuses to speak, mainly because she also can't believe what she saw. Just like that, today's events are as if nothing had happened. To alleviate Anna's anxiety, John specifically calls Tom over for a barbecue at home, but the two end up arguing during the meal. Seeing the situation, Tom suggests he should leave first, but just as he gets up, he accidentally burns his hand. Anna wants to go inside to bandage Tom's wound, but she finds Tom holding a wine glass, and what's even stranger is that he immediately turns away and leaves when he sees Anna. However, in the next second, another horrifying event occurs. Anna turns around, and another Tom appears in her home, and his hand is already bandaged. This makes Anna even more puzzled, but she still does not speak. After returning to her room and lying on the bed, she begins to think, maybe the other self she saw earlier was not her hallucination. To verify her thoughts, she has no choice but to return to the forest with her weapon, determined to understand what's really going on. This time, however, it's still strange. First, she finds bloodstains on the iron fence, likely left by the other self who was injured last time. She continues forward cautiously, encountering no danger for the time being. But when she decides to return, another bizarre event occurs. Passing through a stone gate, she finds the scenes on both sides are exactly the same. To distinguish that she is not going in circles, Anna specifically hangs a scarf on a tree. Terrifyingly, when she returns to the same spot, the scarf has disappeared, and the scene is still exactly the same. With no other choice, Anna has to crawl out through the iron fence and return home. Here's a detail: there are no longer any bloodstains on the iron fence. Could it be that the home Anna has returned to is not her original home? Let's continue with this question in mind. Initially, Anna does not notice anything unusual. There are no major changes at home, and her husband is still the same John. However, gradually she begins to notice something is not quite right. That is, John's personality has changed dramatically. The John she knew was very patient and never yelled at Anna, but the current John not only has a temper but also starts blaming her for the death of their child. Moreover, the suddenly appearing Tom had his burn previously on the right hand, but now it mysteriously appears on the left hand, which gives Anna a sudden feeling that this home is not her own, and the man in front of her must not be the John she knew before. So, she ventures into the forest again, of course, to find her own home. Is everything really as she thinks? Shortly after, Anna encounters a man, and to her surprise, this man looks exactly like her husband. But at this point, Anna is no longer surprised by strange occurrences. Importantly, the man immediately clarifies his identity. He then tells her, "My name is John, but I'm not the John you know." Though a bit confusing, his explanation soon makes it clear. Afterwards, John pulls out a notebook. He tells Anna that he is now a physics professor and, based on his research, he has discovered the secret of this forest. Somewhere here, there are ripples in time that can lead us to other spaces, or, plainly speaking, parallel forests. That is to say, the world we are in now is not our real world but a parallel one. That's why you feel your husband is not your husband, and correspondingly, my wife is not the wife I knew before. So what we need to do now is simple. We just need to find our own space and then return to our own lives. Of course, this idea is just what John in front of Anna thinks, while Anna has a different, or rather bolder, idea. Since this forest can bring her into different spaces, she would rather find a space where her son is still alive, then kill the Anna from there and replace her to live the life of a family of 3. She does not share this idea with the John in front of her. Afterwards, this John explains how to find one's own space. which is not too difficult. Find a long enough string and start from the point of the time ripple, carrying one end until returning to the original point, which would help distinguish the distance and position of each space. What follows is just finding one's own home. They then find many fishing lines, and according to the plan, John starts from the time ripple, which is the stone gate that Anna has always been unable to exit. Anna's task is simply to wait on the spot for the John holding the end of the line to appear. However, John reminds her to remember that the John who appears again must be holding the end of the string and use for once as the connection code. After saying this, John turns and leaves. Anna had thought things would go smoothly, but as time passes day by day, she never sees John, only the fishing line moving continuously. Unable to wait any longer, Anna follows the direction of the fishing line and soon returns home. However, she is very aware that this might not be her home, and the drunken John in front of her might not be her husband, but she has no choice. To find physics professor John, Anna has to take a risk and try the code with the current John. What she never expected was that this action would lead her into huge trouble. Is this John really Anna's husband? The answer is definite, as evidenced by the wedding ring on his hand. Anna's original husband had a habit of never taking off his wedding ring. Seeing this scene, Anna finally feels relieved, not expecting that she had accidentally found her real home. But what she never expected was that now, husband John does not trust that she is the real Anna. It's quite dramatic here. Remember the first time Anna fired a gun in the forest and injured another self? Then, the injured Anna returned to this home first and eventually died from excessive blood loss. That means John witnessed his wife's death, so he definitely does not believe the Anna in front of him is his real wife. Here, many friends might be confused. Didn't Anna return home immediately after firing the gun before? Indeed, she did return, but that was not her real home. It was just that the husband's personality in that space-time was very similar to John, causing Anna not to notice at first. I am also puzzled here. Why did the director show John not wearing a wedding ring at the beginning? It is only here that I understand. From the moment Anna entered the forest, she never really returned to her own home. So now the situation is very serious. John, holding a gun, interrogates his real wife, asking her who she really is and why she wants to shoot her wife. At this moment, Anna is at a loss for words. Just then, an accident happens. Seeing that the situation is about to get out of control, Tom immediately steps forward to try to stop John from doing something foolish. But during this process, a misfire occurs, killing John. Seeing this situation, one would expect Anna to call the police for help. But shockingly, she chooses to enter the forest again. After all, Anna has been avoiding everything from the beginning. After returning to the forest, Anna remains silent for a long time, but she soon calms down. After all, what she is looking for is not really her husband, but a happy family of 3. Afterwards, she stands up and walks toward the time ripple. As long as physics professor John has now returned there, Anna's dream is not far off. But what she never expected was that she didn't go far before she found a body that looked exactly like physics professor John. No wonder she couldn't wait for him to return. Could it be that he was already killed by someone? With no other choice, Anna has to return to the original spot to think of another plan. But soon after, physics professor John actually returns, holding the end of the line and speaking the code. Anna's first reaction is that this person is indeed that physics professor, because the string in his hand and the code he speaks prove it. But he has killed someone. Anna has 2 guesses about his actions. First, that he found the family he wanted more and, like her idea, killed the John of that spacetime to replace him. Second, that the physics professor's goal from the beginning was to find a more suitable family. Remember when he casually asked Anna how her family was doing now? Seeing Anna answer that it wasn't very happy, physics professor John didn't say anything. Which one is it? Anna is not clear now, but she still exposes John's actions. Afterwards, Anna states, "I found a body in the forest. Did you hurt him? If you want to replace him, will his wife believe you?" Just asking John out of curiosity. She didn't expect him to tell the truth. John says, "You better face reality. Even if you find the original unhappy family, what then? Can the child come back to life? Can the 2 of you return to your previous life?" With these words, Anna finally understands. It turns out that in physics professor John's spacetime, his child also had an accident, so he has been lying all along. His idea is the same as Anna's, to find a spacetime with children and a harmonious family. In the end, he found it. Afterwards, he hands Anna the gun and tells her, "You go find such a family too." Will Anna, like John, kill someone to satisfy her own desires? The answer is definite, because she originally had this idea. Then she really encounters another Anna and points the gun at her. However, the current Anna can be said to be the most tragic in the entire parallel forest. Her husband and child are all gone. That is, if she now shoots, replacing the Anna in front of her, no matter what the subsequent family is like. it will be happier than now. But what she never dreamed of was that the Anna in front of her thought the same way, meaning that everyone who appears in this forest is there to satisfy their own desires, and no one is not a desperado. In the end, while Anna is unprepared, the other Anna pushes her to the ground, and then, the real Anna is killed. Afterwards, an Anna from who knows which spacetime, dispirited, walks to the stone gate. It seems she, like the real Anna, just needs a home. Then she walks back home, and after waking up, the film ends with the death of a bird. Here's the irony: at this moment, John and Anna are strangers to each other, but also fresh. Whether John is the master of this house, whether Anna is his original wife, neither of them knows. However, from the subsequent dialogue, although their words do not match well, at least they are cautious, afraid that any word might hurt the other, a feeling akin to first love. More ironically, this is exactly the feeling that couples most desire. However, to Anna's surprise, when she goes upstairs to change clothes, she actually hears her son's voice. Unexpectedly, the desireless Anna accidentally found the happiest spacetime, and thus the film ends.